During Call of Duty Zombies, we all had that one nostalgic memory that we hold on to forever. Whether that's playing Unlocked for the very first time on a CRT TV, whether that's completing the Black Ops 3 Easter eggs and unlocking the Super Easter egg, whether that's fighting the big Aether Worm in Call of Duty Modern Warfare Zombies. No matter what the memory is, we all have one. But in this video, I'm going to dive deep into the biggest things that classic Zombies players used to do back in the day. And do you have a nostalgic memory that you want to share? Comment it down below. The goofiest one will be shown in my next video. Now let's dive in. This is going to be in no particular order, but calling out a window / barrier or World at War through sometimes Black Ops 2 Zombies. This is the funniest thing to me because it's like we guarded this window with our lives. It's like nobody was gonna come to our spot. This is our spot, this is our area, and sometimes it would carry on through game to game. So if you play one game and then you go play another game on, let's say, Keynote or Taunton, you then call the same exact window for no reason. Like, I remember my window was the one you guys are seeing here on screen. Nobody was stealing this window. Now, you know, when I play, it just doesn't matter. We let all the zombies come in and we just try to get power-ups. So back in the day, you just have that one nostalgic spot, you know, known as a barrier or window on any map that you guys called your home. You know, let me know what your guys' favorite barrier spot was in Call of Duty Zombies. Mine had to be Kino next to Quick Revive. This one, nobody does anymore because of modern zombie mechanics. You see a max ammo, you call it out, or else you get yelled at. How many times have you been playing with your friends or with a public lobby or anything of that nature, and you grab the max ammo way too early and you hear from the entire lobby, "I didn't reload"? It was the biggest, you know, thing that was so funny back in the day. You know, if you're still playing classic Zombies, you know, I still see people doing this, but not nearly as often. And, you know, no matter where the max ammo is, you know, if you just got one and then you get another one, if you know, did it during a dog round, you know, you could be saving like 30, 60 bullets. You know, you could be getting those back. But it was just the funniest thing, you know, someone's saying, you know, max ammo, everybody reload, and then the game just went silent, and then everyone was like, I'm ready, grab the max ammo, oh, don't grab it yet, I didn't reload all my weapons. You know, it was just the funniest thing that I don't see anymore, because when you get a max ammo in Modern Zombies, it refills everything. I'm sure some of us are guilty about this one. Not buying double tap because it wastes ammo. And I am very guilty of this. You know, I avoided double tap like the plague in Black Ops 1 and World at War Zombies because it wastes ammo, even though in reality it doesn't make any sense. And this is by far, you know, the funniest one out there. I can sit here and joke about it from time to time because double tap, you know, was supposed to be helpful. It was supposed to double your fire rate. But it turns out, you know, a lot of the community, if you're really guilty of this, just didn't want double tap because it wastes ammo, even though it would kill zombies faster. You know, it's just weird to me. Like, you know, I don't know what the phenomenon was. Like, you know, maybe there were no ammo boxes. Maybe, you know, there was no max ammo drops at the time. I don't know, but this plagued our minds like the plague. And, you know, double tap apparently wastes ammo, not just for me, but for the previous COD Zombies community. You know, let me know if you're guilty about this as well, because I am very guilty about this and I'm not afraid to say it. So this may have affected some people. This may have not affected some people, but I wanted to throw it in here as kind of a bonus, I guess you could say, and that is not grabbing nukes on early rounds. Now, I don't know about you, but every time a nuke dropped on, let's say, round 7, 8, or 9, when the game just started, you know, the round, I would never grab the nuke because I wanted to maximize my points. You know, even if you're playing in co-op, if you're playing it solo, it does not matter. You know, 1,600 points is worth more than 400 points. Sometimes I grab it if I'm in a pinch. You know, I know people who have just avoided it like the plague, even though they're about to die, you know, when the round just started for some strange reason. And it's more of a helpful tool than it is to hurt you. You know, same thing with double tap, but it was just a phenomenon that us old Zombies players did back in the day. I know now in Black Ops 6 Zombies, there's a gobblegum called Tactical Diffusion that allows you to, disregard the nuke power up to get 2,000 points, which is very helpful. So it's still kind of, relevant to this day. But I want to throw this in here as a bonus, sort of feature here on the video. So let me know if you guys did this as well. All right, I guarantee you, every single one of you guys on the other side of that screen have done this if you play Classic Zombies. Shooting 8 times to the leg in one knife. Or another combination of things is always shooting to the lower body and ending it with a knife. Now, this is the funniest thing because we all wanted the maximum amount of points. We all wanted to get 80 plus 130 to make 210 instead of getting the original 130 points. Now, mind you, 80 points is, kind of not that much of a difference on its own. But if you stack it with every single zombie, you're just getting a maximum amount of points. This is something we definitely don't see in modern zombies, only because you get points per kill, not points per shot. Now, I do like the older point system. I do kind of like the newer point system. Whatever the point, the case may be, when it does come to whatever point system you prefer, we can all agree on one thing, in that we all try to maximize our points to the best, whether it comes to modern zombies, whether it comes to classic zombies, because we all need points for Pack-a-Punch, for perks, for upgrades. Does not matter the case. In classic zombies, this was the major point strat that every single person did, no matter if you're playing on World at War, Black Ops 1, Black Ops 2, and even Black Ops 3. So the last one I have here for you guys is this one makes me laugh. When I see all the old YouTube videos on it, when I see people still doing it to this day, that if you are, it's not gonna work, but doing the ray gun box trick. Now, I don't know how this, even came to be. I don't know if it was a troll video back in the day and then a lot of people believed it. I don't know if this was a secret Easter egg that's still yet to be uncovered. I don't even know how this even got discovered. But you would do some sort of weird combination to the box to, quote unquote, give you the ray gun every time. There are countless videos here, on YouTube, talking about how to get a ray gun free every single time. I think it's more like that cycle of when we were a kid. We would always expect things to become easy. Like, we've always wanted to quote unquote cheat, even though we didn't really want to cheat. I would call this sort of cheating, soft cheating, because you don't want to cheat, but at the same exact time you do. So what us fans would do is quote unquote manipulate the box to give us a ray gun, which would never work. And if you're that, one person who did the box trick, shooting the 2 notches, spinning in a 360, throwing a frag grenade, telling your friend to dive off a cliff, whatever the case is, no matter what we did, we were never going to get a ray gun, no matter the amount of stupid tricks that we did as a kid, or if you're a classic zombies player, because there was no such thing as in the code as if you did a 360 no scope on a zombie, or if you told your friend to dive off a cliff and then the game would recognize it. There's no specific code to actually do this within Black Ops, zombies in general. There's one little quick thing that I want to mention too. It's not as significant as the others, but I wanted to throw it in here as a bonus tip, sort of thing that we all did as a classic zombies player, is we all got a little scared at some point playing on zombies because it was new, it was weird. I personally remember getting scared on Knock during Taunton because there were zombies coming, through my window and I didn't know what to do. And also my friend got scared as well. We all got a little bit scared, playing classic zombies. If you didn't get scared playing Knocked, you definitely got scared playing Baruch. But that is going to be it for today's video, guys. Hopefully you guys did enjoy. If you guys did enjoy, please remember to like and subscribe for more zombies content. With that out of the way, I just want to say thank you guys so much for watching. Take it easy. Stay healthy, stay clean. Bye.